Hey everybody, this is Greg Kelly. I'm the founder and producer of The Real Greg Kelly Show. And when I started RGKS Studios, I made a commitment to do nothing but tell the absolute truth no matter what. And I knew it was going to be pressurous. I knew people were going to be all over my back when I started this. And I'm staying true to my commitment in this climate right now. I do not care about the blowback. I do not care about the pressure that's coming my way. And just here recently, man, I've been coming under heavy scrutiny and heavy attack from the church because of the stance that I've taken with the LBGTQ community. And before I get into this, I want to make sure that I make a distinct separation between, those who are, practicing same-sex marriage, same-sex relations, and the LGBTQ community. There is a distinct difference. Even though I disagree with both, I have friends and family that I love dearly who are attracted to the same sex. That's between them and God. They know where I stand, but it doesn't stop me from loving them. But I'm never going to stop loving them. And they know who they are, and all of you know I love you dearly. But when we're talking about the LGBTQ community, we're talking about a group of people that are in direct defiance against God and against His created order. So today I want to talk to you about why the flag, why the rainbow, why did the LGBTQ community choose the rainbow as its public representation. I know all of you know the story of the Great Flood, and I'm just going to touch on it briefly. I want to nail this down, and I want to make sure that the body of God, if you want to know why we can't side with the LBGT community, if you don't have a clear idea, a clear understanding, my desire and my prayer is that after you hear what I have to say, that you'll know that to side with that community is to be at war with God. Period. Every time sex is perverted, it angers God to the point that He takes action. A Holocaust took place because of sexual perversion. And in this case, in the book of Genesis, around the 5th chapter, the 4th and the 5th chapter of Genesis, there's a story of some angels that had entered into the realm of time and entered into the realm of physical experience. Prior to that, Satan had no entry point into this realm. He had no dominion. And when Adam sinned, his dominion and his authority was given to Satan. And when Satan came into this domain, he brought an army with him. An army that was eager and ready to make war against God. See, Satan has to fight a war by proxy because he can't confront God face to face. So we are the subjects that Satan uses to unleash war against the Father because he knows the Father's great affection for His creation. These angels descended on this planet and they mated with the women, the daughters of men. And they gave birth to a race of beings called Nephilim. And from that point on, if you follow the text, it says that every thought and every intention of the hearts of mankind were evil and dark. And in this particular time in history, there was sexual perversion, and men were with men and women were with women, and they were just destroying the image of God. They were annihilating God's creation, and it grieved God to the heart to where He said, I'll destroy what I've created. And He found one family that had not yet been contaminated. He told him to build an ark. He built the ark. The flood waters came. It rained for the first time. And people mocked Noah. Mocked Noah. After the flood waters descended, the mocking had stopped. When the flood waters receded and the ark, the representation of Christ's security, was opened, the ark was opened, And Noah came out of the ark along with the creatures that he had collected and along with his family. God made a promise. I won't destroy the earth with water. I won't destroy the earth the way I did it this time. And I'm going to take the weapon that I used to destroy the earth and I'm going to hang it in the sky as a reminder of my mercy. And as a reminder that I won't destroy the earth with water again, but by fire next time. And so that bow is a representation of a covenant, a promise that God made. And Christians, we should know that when this information gets released to the point where it totally changes and shifts the mindset of a group of people. So they've taken the promise of God and said that he won't judge again. Satan has twisted the truth. And this community has weaponized the promise. They have defied God to his face. They are at odds with God. Because we're not wrestling against flesh and blood entities. We're wrestling against principalities, dark powers that seek to overthrow the kingdom of God, even though they know it's impossible. And so what do I look like as a Christian inviting this community into my church? What do I look like as a proclaiming an open confession that I make that Christ is Lord? What does it look like if I embrace the thing that I know that disturbs the heart of God and drives him to anger and drives him to wrath? We cannot take sides with the LBGTQ community because we become the enemies of God. And we know the outcome of the enemies of God. They are no match for him in the day of judgment. And let it be known, darker times are coming. The next time you see me, we're going to talk about the city of Sodom and the city of Gomorrah. Because apparently we've forgotten about these stories and apparently we don't understand the message of this story. The hour has come. War has been unleashed. And even though we didn't initiate it as Christians, it is our duty as the ambassadors of Christ and the kingdom of God to be at war with the enemies of God. Because if we're not the enemies of God's enemy, then what are we? Are we going to partner with the enemies of the Most High so we don't get canceled in public? So our lifestyles don't get turned upside down because we have a voice? Our voice should be the weapons that God can use to defeat this foe. And this foe will be defeated, if not in this hour, but in the hour to come. People, get ready. You'd better get ready because this army is coming over a mountain like a raging storm. And they will not subside. They will not have mercy if you bow. If you bow, they will overtake you anyway. They will overtake you anyway. People, get ready. I'm Greg Kelly. Once again, I'm the founder and the producer of The Real Greg Kelly Show. People, get ready. Storm is coming. I'll see y'all next time.